Welcome to Faith, Fiction, and Folklore, or as we like to call it, the Try F Podcast, where we try not to F the podcast up. And today we are going to go over H.G. Wells's Things to Come, his commie propaganda piece before the McCarthy era scared the roaches back into their holes. But anyway,
Why is it commie?
Because we're going to have a marvelous one-world government led by a technocratic feudalism. Our technocratic overlords are going to take care of us, Trevor. That was H.G. Wells's dream. In his book...
Back in the day?
Back in the day, yes. He had a book called The Open Conspiracy, where he talked about his fantasies of being a part of an academic class that would rule the world. It's funny, I was actually talking to Grandma Still about H.G. Wells, and I didn't realize that she was somewhat familiar with what I was researching, and she looks at me and she goes, "That guy was a nut!" And I'm like, I didn't...
Maybe we should get her on
Yeah, she knew something about it. Apparently, he was considered insane by the people of her generation.
I can relate.
Yeah, so that was kind of funny. But anyway, yes, so back, this is, what was this, 1936? I'm trying to remember when this came out. I want to say it was 36.
In the 1900s somewhere.
Hang on, Matt.
Do you ever feel old when people ask you when you were born and you say 1990 and they go, "You were born in the 1900s? Wow."
Yes, and then I look at them and I'm like, that's right, and I'm waiting to die.
I had a kid do that to me not too long ago.
It's like, yes, and congratulations, you're the loser because society peaked with the Rugrats. So, joke's on you.
Maybe we should do a review on the Rugrats next.
Oh, gosh. Yeah. All right, hang on.
I am Reptar, hear me roar.
You're Reptar, right, Reptar. I forgot about Reptar. Good night. All right, so let me Google. I should have had this thought. I thought it was going to be on the YouTube title, though, so... Things to come. All right, let me Google the age. Let's see what year. Yeah, 1936. So I was right. I didn't need to Google it. It was 1936. So the movie came out in 1936.
See, you're not stupid.
Give it time. And it was based on the book Things That Shall Come, which is really bizarre. Let me Google the year on that one. H.G. Wells... Things
1937
shall come book. The Shape of Things to Come. My mistake. So that was actually 33. So H.G. Wells wrote the book The Shape of Things to Come. That was 1933. And then he wrote a screenplay for a movie called Things to Come, which came out in 1936.
When did movies come out?
The first movie, I want to say, was 1897. Hang on a minute.
Oh, okay.
I can show you that release. The Garden Scene first movie. No, I'm wrong. So it was October 14th, 1888. And I can actually show the YouTube video here. Let me pull that up for the internet.
That's crazy.
Yeah. So 1888 was the first movie that ever come out. And this is the first film ever. So this is...
Roundhay?
Yeah, so this is the Roundhay Garden Scene, and it's basically people from the Victorian era. They're doing a circle in a garden, and somebody's yard, really. So, yes, that is the first movie ever made.
How exciting would that have been to make the first movie ever?
I think it would have been very neat. And they were very excited about the tech, and they did just some goofy things at the time. They did some really goofy stuff with it. Like there was this Cabbage Fairy one where it's just some lady. Of course, it's silent film, so you can't hear them, but they've literally just thrown a bunch of naked babies on a stage and put some cardboard cabbage in front of the babies. And so this lady comes up out of nowhere, picks up the naked baby. Of course, the baby's screaming because it doesn't know what's going on. But you can't hear it, because you can't hear it because it's a silent film, but you can tell that kid is mad. And, of course, the lady just goes on like nothing happened. But anyway, so that's 1888. That's the garden scene. Huh?
Maybe we should review one of those.
Well, it's literally like a 5-minute short, you know.
So we could review a 5-minute short.
Yes, but let's stay focused. So
Oh,
it's
I'm
all
sorry.
right.
H.G. Wells.
Yeah, H.G. Wells. So there was a big movement to try to get, like communism, evolution, that kind of stuff into cinema and to normalize it. They're trying to burn down Christian society, basically. And there's
I feel
specific
like we should
reasons
do
for
a
it.
history lesson with this one.
Yeah, I'm trying to give a very abbreviated history here. So you had to understand what he's trying to do in this movie, you have to read The Open Conspiracy because that lays out his ideology. And basically, H.G. Wells's idea, what he wanted, was he wanted a technocratic elite to rule the world. And so in order to do that, you have to destroy nationalism, you have to destroy identity. And when he said identity, what he means is, your role as a father. You can't consider yourself a father. Fathers are bad because that's an identity. And you're only supposed to have one identity, and that is the identity of being a part of mankind.
I feel like that's kind of where we're at right
Well,
now.
that's because they took these ideas from him. Like all this crap, this SJW stuff, like all of it comes from Wells and this kind of Fabian socialist technocratic elite group that kind of came out. You could argue with the timeline. I'm still kind of doing the research, but sometime between the 1870s and the 1930s, early 1930s, you get this really weird attempt to basically overthrow the nation state is essentially what it was.
That's scary.
Yeah, and this is one of the groundworks for Hollywood, I guess, or one of the main things about Hollywood. But anyway, moving on. So you have to understand the movie, you have to understand that he wants you to get rid of your identity as a father. He wants you to get rid of your identity as a Christian or as a religious person, whatever that affiliation might be. He wants you to get rid of your national loyalty, like any sort of loyalty other than just the loyalty of men, which basically means loyalty to their global government, but in their nomenclature, loyalty of man.
Human.
Yeah, be human, but only human. That's basically
right.
It. Be only human.
Go back to your base human structure and just go off of that.
Yeah. Basically, but anything aside from loyalty to the benefit of mankind is like treason, Wow. So it's kind of a bedrock for communism, Stalin's ideology, like why communism kind of became a cult. It's spooky stuff, but he articulates his ideas through this film. And it's a little creepy because he predicts some things in a way that's eerily specific, and it kind of makes you go, did he know something? I don't know. But anyway, to demonstrate my point...
Maybe he was a prophet.
Hang on a minute, sorry.
You all right?
Throat got dry. Ugh.
Ooh, take a drink.
Yeah. Whew. That was rough. Anyway, so where was I?
Okay,
it doesn't matter. Point is, he had a technocratic state. He was able to kind of predict stuff with an eerie degree of accuracy. But to demonstrate that point, we're going to start off with the first scene from Things to Come. And bear in mind, this is 1936 when this comes out, and the Blitzburg, I believe, but Germany's bombing of Britain, that happens in the 40s. So this happens several years before Germany attacked Britain.
Was that World War I?
This would be World War II. That.
Oh, I see.
Yeah. So I point that scene out because he's predicting tank warfare from World War II.
Oh, I got you.
And now those tanks look different because they didn't know what tanks actually looked like. You know, but he's still predicting the same concept. He's predicting air raids, the bombings in Britain. And yeah.
Wow.
So they were anticipating World War II. They were anticipating a global war specifically. So they get that kind of right. And it's a little creepy that they were able to do that. But this is where they start getting off the track. And to me, and I'm being a conspiracy theorist, and I'll own it, but I kind of think that there were some academics who were speculating that there was going to be a global war. And what they thought, and this is what Wells was articulating, because interestingly, in his book, The Shape of Things to Come, it's couched as the writings of a friend of his who apparently saw the future. And so he's kind of couching the whole book as a vision of the future. And so that's what's going on with the movie. So in 36, they're predicting a global war, but the global war is supposed to just completely take out society. Now, of course, it doesn't, but that's what they envisioned. They envisioned this global war that was supposed to dwarf World War I, and it was just going to take out everything. And that's what he was predicting. Now, it goes, obviously, history went a different way than what they thought, but here's kind of what he imagined after World War II. We'll move on to an hour.
So you could say this is like a post-apocalyptic type.
Yes. In fact,
movie.
This movie, even though it was a failure at the box office and it's got mixed reviews of critics, this movie, The Shape of the Things to Come, this movie is the bedrock for every futuristic sci-fi film you've ever seen. Book of Eli, inspired by this. Indirectly.
Wow.
Blade Runner, the way the cities are laid out. That's the extremely tall buildings, all the rest of it. That's from
Hunger
this.
Games.
Yeah, you could make the argument. The dystopian genre comes from this movie. That's where it starts, this movie right here. So, excuse me. So, yeah, it's this movie. Anyway, so let me move on to this scene here. Or is that the one No, I'm ahead of...
129?
Yeah, I'm wrong, though. I meant to go to 33.
We call the boss. Good.
Oh, 33.
Yeah. Let's go back. So, this was their prediction of airplanes, because, there were planes, but they hadn't got, everything figured out yet. So...
Come along, Mary. I must see that machine.
Yeah, close, right?
Was this before the Wright brothers?
No, this was after the Wright brothers, and they had airplanes, but they were kind of like the propeller planes, the Red Baron pizza and all that. Like that's the World War I plane. So they hadn't got to the World War II model of warfare yet. So this is what they're predicting.
Dogfighting.
Yeah, the dogfighting from World War II. So this is kind of what they were predicting was going to happen. I just want to pause on that. Apparently, they thought you would need a spacesuit. But they didn't know. They didn't know.
How are you going to solve the icing problem?
I don't know.
Icing problem. Might want to look into it.
Gotcha. Yeah. Iron Man reference, as you were saying. So, all right. Let's see. So this is the hero of the story, the guy in the big helmet.
Who's in control of this part of the country? The chief. What we call the boss. Good. I want to see him. He sent me to arrest you. You can't do that. But I'll come and see him. Well, you're under arrest whether you'll admit it or not. The country's in a state of war. Well, come along. I know the way.
Are they a country or a state?
So basically, Britain's been completely destroyed by war. And so you've got basically warlords running localized areas. That's kind of the idea. It's exactly like Book of Eli, as far as the structure of the politics.
Without there being war, too.
Yeah. Well, it's just, typically what happens when a country when its infrastructure gets annihilated. So, anyway.
I remember this place well. I used to live over there for years. Ever heard of a man named Parsworthy? Harding? Look, here he comes now. So you're Hart.
I seem to remember something about you.
You were a young man.
You're John Cabell. I remember you. I used to visit your house here, endless years ago before the wars. You're still flying. Your hair is grey, but you look young enough.
How are things here? Who's in control of this place?
Well, we have a chief, a warlord.
The usual thing. I want to look up your warlord. Where can we go and talk?
In my laboratory is the best thing. It's just over here.
Right.
Trying to get to a particular character.
Here! You can't go in there. You're under arrest. You've got to go with me to the chief. All in good time. I must see this gentleman first. Well, you've got to go with me. Orders are orders. The boss first.
There he is.
There's the chief.
He's got Dr. Hardy. He has to be brought here. I must deal with him.
Yeah, you can't go to him. That's impossible.
He's
He
the
must-
true hero of the story, by the way. This is the real good guy, but of course these people being communists, they paint him as the bad guy. But anyway,
Oh.
Yeah.
come for you.
Send another man, boy. Send 3 men. He's got to be brought here. So that's the sort of man your boss is. Not an unusual type. Everywhere we find these
I'm sorry. Fabian socialists, not communists. It's different.
military upstarts robbing and fighting. That's what endless warfare has led to. Brigandage. What else could happen? But we, who are all that are left of the old engineers and mechanics, have pledged ourselves to salvage the world. We have the airways, all that's left.
Yeah,
We
so
have
that line's important. Basically, what they're doing is they're saying, we all us scientists got together and we pledged to save the world. So us scientists are going to take over the world by force so things can be peaceful and mankind can be free under our rule. You know, that's the basic gist of it. The techno guys, the scientists, replace the capitalists and rule the world. That's essentially... Trust the science! That's essentially what's going
Well,
on.
that's kind of how it is anyway.
Well, that's what, yeah, it's scientism. It's what they're trying to sell now. But again,
Scientology.
not Scientology. No, that's completely different. That's an alien in a volcano. Different thing. But anyway, so...
Xanu.
Yeah, Xanu. Anyway, so, yeah, they were trying to sell this kind of technocratic feudalism thing. And, yeah, what we're seeing now started with Wells and these socialists from the 1930s. So, and there's a scene here. I don't know if I'm going to be able to get to it, but, yeah, let's just jump to the next one, and I'll tie it all together after that. Unless you have any thoughts. Do you have any thoughts, sir?
I kind of want to watch this movie to see all the old school references and stuff, but your slight review here is telling me not to watch it.
Yeah. Can you tell I don't like it? Just a hint. Have I given my opinion away? Have I been too biased?
No. Maybe a little socialist.
Am I a filthy commie?
No, that's not politically correct.
That's not politically correct. Right. I'm sorry. I'm the dirty bourgeoisie. So
There
yeah.
you go. I like
there
that
you
one.
go. All right.
Don't take the purple.
Don't take the purple. It'll take you to Tartaria. Anyway. I'm not getting over that. I'm so mad. Anyway, it doesn't matter. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. See my smile? It's great. All right, sorry, go on.
Get out in the open, climb up where they can be seen. Here's the other fella. He's the prize. Hostage, he's the best of the lot. They'll know him. Fetch it.
Wait, what are they flogging him for?
All right, so the guy in the big spacesuit is like, you better submit to our rule or we're going to peacefully fly our planes over your complex and attack you peacefully. That's basically the gist of what he says. He's going to attack this encampment in Britain peacefully, and unless they submit under the iron rule of the scientists, of course. And of course, the chief, the guy in the white little hood thing, little white muskrat thing, he's like, "No, we're not submitting to you. I don't know anything about you." And the guy's like, "No, you will. You're going to peacefully submit in the name of mankind, or else you will peacefully succumb to my demands, or else." So, yeah, that's the long and short of it. And again, the movie is framing everything as the chief is the villain. He is the he's the bad guy. He's the big bad of the movie. Even though anybody in his situation rationally would have been like, I don't care how big you are. Of course we're not submitting to you and your peaceful scientists.
So he's kind of like the the rebels in Star
Yes,
Wars.
they are the rebels in Star Wars. This is literally, that's a great analogy, Trevor. This is literally like if a stormtrooper recorded that whole galactic war in Star Wars. Like, this is the galactic war from the stormtrooper's perspective. Okay, it's like, see, we're the good guys in our Star Destroyers bombing planets. It's like everything's inverted because these people are communists. It's insane.
Wow.
Yeah, it's just crazy. Be a little forgiving of them. They didn't understand how planes work yet.
Out of this.
You go to see we're beaten.
You done? What are you all doing? Why don't you move?
I never did you any harm. I saved the father and I saved you. Who should have gone up to your man there to stop him?
I won't have it like this. What's happening? Everything's swimming. Shoot! Shoot! We never shot enough yet. We never shot enough. We spared them, now they've got us. Oh, well, why should I have been beaten like this? Shoot! 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 Shoot!
Okay, so that's
That was very peaceful.
Yes! See how peacefully they invaded that town? So here's the long and short of it. That was essentially knockout gas. And so it knocked everybody out, except the
Oh,
chief.
so they weren't being shot? They were just
They
getting
were
knocked
getting
out?
they were getting hit with gas and getting knocked out with gas.
Okay.
But for some inexplicable reason, the chief dies, and he's the only one that dies in the whole town because he's supposed to, because he's the badman, right? So from a plot point standpoint, this is just lazy as crap. You know, like from a plot hole standpoint, this is lazy as crap because obviously if the chief died, that means there was a risk for everybody else in that town to die. And there were people they were trying to save, but they didn't care. They were willing to sacrifice their own peacefully in the name of conquering that town peacefully. That's what that actually means. But the movie's like, no. It's knockout gas, and only the chief died because he's evil. Even though we're communists and we don't believe in evil. But anyway.
Wow.
So, and what's funny is if you're an American and you look at that shot and you see that chief shooting to the last till he can't possibly shoot anymore, we're going, yeah, Alamo, fight to the last man. Don't let him, make him take it, you know.
Davy Crockett.
But these freaking inverted, perverted communists, they're like, oh, he's a lame because he lost. Long live the chief. We win because we're the scientists and we have gas. We won, so we're right. You know, because
we have gas and planes.
You know, never mind, you know, fighting to the last man and dying for the right thing because you're going to meet your maker. No, forget that. It's just whoever wins is the good guy. You know. So, I might be reading too much into that, but I don't think I am. No,
I don't think you are.
So
I think that's a very good review.
Thank you. Yeah, I think this is a very inverted, nasty communist propaganda flick. Anyway, so speaking of propaganda, we're going to move to the last scene of the film where he gives his dramatic speech at the end.
Ooh, I love dramatic
speeches. Oh, yes,
speeches.
it's very passionate. So hang on here. I don't want to go through this stupid moon scene because it's not important. Oh, basically, it might be funny.
Do they moon us?
It might be funny, though. So, actually, this will be kind of funny. So, we obviously had not went to the moon yet, and there was a big hubbubaloo about how to get to the moon. And so, the go-to theory at this time was, I know, we're going to build a giant gun and shoot somebody at the moon like a bullet.
That's a good idea, actually. We should try
No, we shouldn't. And it was based
Why not?
It was based on Jules Verne's concept back in the 1800s when they had just invented cannons. What's crazy is they had since figured out there's no way that would work because the G's would instantly kill somebody. But
Well, boat butter.
That was H.G. Wells' opinion. He was like, you know what? I don't care. I like the way the space gun looks. I don't care that it's scientifically inaccurate. We're doing the space gun because I like the aesthetics. And so the climax of the film takes place around this giant space gun. And the people...
We're going
to try to do the launch sequence because it's just ridiculous. I'm trying to find a good... Yeah, here we go. This is probably...
We should label this episode, we talk about space guns.
Talk about space guns, right. I'm trying to find it where it actually launches. I don't know if I can get it.
That's what she said.
I don't know if I can get it to work on that spot. So let's see. We're at 32. Let's try 31. Yeah, that's probably right. Anyway, so... Yeah, the space gun launches people into space. It's great. Anyway.
I want a space gun.
Oh, yeah. Who wouldn't? But anyway, moving on. Let's... Oh, that's what I was going to say. The people are trying to tear down the space gun because this is the thing about communists. Communists, if you don't agree with them, it's not just a disagreement among gentlemen, Trevor. No, you stand in the way of progress, which is the greatest sin. It's like murder, you know, if you're getting in the way of progress. And so these stupid plebs don't understand the technocratic theocracy's brilliance of shooting astronauts at the moon with a space gun. So they're trying to destroy the space gun, you know, because they don't want to have this kind of confounded technology. So, you know, they're evil because they want things to stay the same. But the guys with the giant gun pointed at the moon, they know better. So,
They know
yes,
better.
because they're the scientists. So, anyway. It's just, the space gun is emblematic of the technocrats' problem. It's like, yeah, we know it doesn't work, but it looks cool. And we'll make it work after a few thousand people die. We'll fix it. So, we'll fix it.
You have all outside observers?
Look at those dirty, unwashed masses. Trying to destroy the scientists' good work.
Bang.
So there you go. That's the space gun. All right. So here's...
Wow. Talk about a huge cliffhanger. We shot this thing into space with our space gun and roll credits.
No, it's not roll credits. You've got to get the melodrama speech. I called this propaganda, and for good reason. You're gonna get the moral of the story here in a second. If you can make sense of the moral of the story, you're going to get the moral of the story. But anyway.
There they go. That faint gleam of light. I feel that what we've done is monstrous. What they've done is magnificent. Will they come back? Yes, and go again and again, till the landing is made and the moon is conquered. This is only a beginning. If they don't come back, my son and your daughter, what of that cabal? Then presently others will go.
Don't you love that? What a caring father. What if our children don't come back? Others will go. Because forget being a father. Being a father isn't important. The progress of man. That's the important thing, Trevor.
Progress for the sake of
Forget your
progress.
obligations as the dad. You owe an obligation to the state. Commies.
I don't like the
Filthy
thing.
commies. Anyway.
God, is there never to be any age of happiness? Is there never to be any rest? Rest enough for the individual man. Too much, too soon, and we call it death. But for man, no rest and no ending. He must go on, conquest beyond conquest. First...
Don't you love, like, there's so many... The beautiful thing about this movie is that there are so many little subtle tells that the people who made this are insane and they don't even realize it. The guy making the
Insane in the
speech
membrane.
here at the end. Of course, it's hard to tell how awkward this is because we're playing it at 1.5 because the copyright bots. But, you know, we have to play this super fast to try to dodge the bots, even though we could win the dispute. It'll just kill the momentum of our live stream, but whatever. Anyway, as this scene is going on, the guy doesn't blink. He's like, we'll go on for forever. We'll go on to the moon. We'll conquer the universe. And he never blinks. They keep cutting
That's
away.
great
Oh, it's
acting.
great. It's passionate. It's passionate. He's so dry-eyed. He's so passionate. Anyway, the point is, the man looks insane because the moral of this movie is insane. And yet the people who shot this piece of crap don't realize it. It's incredible.
This little planet and its winds and waves, and then all the laws of mind and matter that restrain it. Then the planets about him, and at last, out across immensity to the stars. And when he has conquered all the deeps of space and all the mysteries of time, still he will be beginning. But we're such little creatures. Why are humanity so fragile, so weak? Little animals. Little animals. If we're no more than animals, we must snatch each little scrap of happiness and live and suffer and pass, mattering no more than all the other animals do or have done. It is this or that. All the universe or nothingness. Which shall it be, husband? Which shall it be?
Don't you love the immaculate chorus that's singing about nothing? Which shall it be? We're either going to be dirty little animals remain rolling in the primordial soup, or we're going to conquer the universe. Which shall it be, man? Trust us
This
or
is the
remain
way.
filthy animals. Yeah, this is the way. So that's basically what it is. It's a bunch of communist bullcrap. These technocratic leaders were going to help us conquer the universe. And if we didn't accept their help, we were going to remain filthy little animals fighting in evolution. But that was kind of H.G. Wells' attitude, you know? In order to beat evolution, we had to avoid the Herbert Spencer understanding of the thing, that is to say survival of the fittest, which is to say capitalism.
And use moon shotguns.
And use moon shotguns. So, yeah, that was basically it. He equivocated evolution with communism. You could see that more at his rantings and like the open conspiracy and stuff like that. And let's see, he had the outline of the history of man is where it's really evident. But anyway, this was his cinematic attempt to articulate that point. And it's just insane.
Insane in
It's
the
just
membrane.
a goofy movie. But you know, it's the movie where all your sci-fi tropes come from. This is where,
gotcha.
I mean, Gene Roddenberry never quoted this movie or never said he took inspiration from this movie, but the idea of Star Trek's plucky little mankind evolving and traveling through the stars thing, it comes from this film. That's where the idea originates. So,
Wow.
yeah, so you've got that aspect of it. You've got the Blade Runner type cities coming from this. You've got the dystopian movies like Book of Eli coming from this, Mad Max coming from this, like all the aesthetics of sci-fi and dystopian novels from the, you know, that we know today,
That's one
they
movie.
come from this film. So
Wow.
as insane and as communist as it is, it's one of the bedrocks of sci-fi. Isn't that wild?
Wow.
Yeah. And what's
Crazy.
even more interesting is that it failed at the box office. People didn't like it. As Grandma said, that man was an idiot. So,
I wonder why.
yeah, that man was a nut or whatever. Yeah. So, even though people held it in contempt, it somehow, for some reason, this movie grabbed the consciousness of the sci-fi community. I find it just incredible. So,
That is incredible.
yeah. Okay, well, I'm done ranting. Do you have any final thoughts?
No, thank you.
No, thank you.
You're welcome.
I'm too tired for this. I can't do that with you tonight. I can't do this with you. Why are you doing this to me? All right, we're going to move on to part 3 since he's being uncooperative. So if you're watching this on the live stream, stay with us. We're moving on. If you are watching this after the fact, guys, thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you next time. We hope you enjoyed this episode of Faith, Fiction, and Folklore. If you did, we would love it if you would subscribe to us on YouTube or follow us on Rumble. We can also be found on X, Instagram, and Facebook. And we are available on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Amazon Music, and iHeartRadio. Thank you again very much for listening, and we'll see you next time.